welcome back. So today what I figured I'd show you is my first ever master set that I collected, which is Celestial Storm. I think there's 168 cards in the base set of this set, and then there are 15 secret rares on top of that. So let's have a quick look and see what we've got in here. My setup's still a little bit scuffed, but I'm gonna try and do my best with what I've got. So yeah, that looks fairly decent. So yeah, to start off with, we've got the Bellsprout, Weeping Bell, Victory Bell, and then have Scyther, Spinarak, and Ariados. Obviously, these two are the hollows. You can sort of see it there as well. You can see the shine of the hollows, both of them there. And then down here, we've got two Tricos. So for whatever reason, they put two of the like first partner Pokemon in this, and then we've got a Grovyle. Up here, Sceptile, which obviously the channel is named after, so this is a big reason why I decided to start collecting this set, because it's very Gen 3 heavy. So yeah, it was a pretty easy choice once I'd realised what this set was, and I'll just try to move it a little bit further that way. But originally I was just collecting Sceptile cards, so this one was one of the first ones from this set that I collected. And then when I actually looked at the set list for this set, I realised that it was pretty much all Gen 3. Yeah, made the decision to make this my first master set that I collected. And I completed this entire set without opening one single pack of Celestial Storm. So that's an interesting little tidbit for you. But yeah, we've got Sceptile, two Seedots, Nuzleaf, and then our first GX card, a Shiftry GX. I'm kind of a little bit disappointed we didn't get any ultra rares for our Sceptile, but I think there was ultra rares of Sceptile in a later set, and I think that was Lost Thunder, if I remember correctly. I believe I have the ultra rare and the full art and the rainbow rare from that set of the Sceptile, but I don't have a complete set of that. This is the only set, master set, that I have from any of the Sun and Moon sets, and it's purely because it's a Gen 3 set basically. But anyways, we'll move on. So next up we've got Surskit, and here Masquerain, and then Volbeat and Illumise. And I'll see if I can get rid of that. Yeah, there we go. I'll move it a little bit further on so you can see a little bit better. So up here, Cacnea, Cacturn. Yeah, so we've got Tropius, Delmise, which is one of the few Gen 3 Pokemon that aren't Gen 3 in this set. And then we've got Slugma and Macargo. I'm pretty sure these are Gen 2, but they were featured in the Gen 3 games. So Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, they featured in the it's not the national Dex, but the regional Pokedex. And then down here, we've got our two Torchics. So again, with the same with the Tricos, we've got two of the first partner Pokemon, and then one of the mid evolution, I guess. So Combusken. And then if we turn to the next page, we have another GX. So Blaziken was one of the Pokemon chosen to have ultra rares in this set, and honestly, I'm not too mad about it. I like all of the starters from Gen 3, so I'm happy that this one got an ultra rare, even though I was a little bit sour when I looked at this set and Sceptile didn't have one, but what can you do? But yeah, moving on, Torkoal, Oricorio, obviously that one isn't Gen 3, I think that's Gen 6 or 7. It might be 7, because I don't remember actually using this one, and Gen 7 is where I start losing track of all of the names of Pokemon and such. But anyways, moving on, we've got Articuno GX. Obviously this one is Gen 1. So recently, I think we've packed like an Articuno Holo from our Scarlet and Violet 151. So there's another feature, and then we're on to our first partner Pokemon. So again, two Mudkip, one Marshtomp, and a Swampert. don't think this one's a holo rare. Yeah, and it's the same with the Sceptile actually. They didn't even give the Sceptile or Swampert holo rares, which is kind of a little bit disappointing, but I guess that's the decision. But yeah, moving on, we've got a Lotad here, and then just move that a little bit so you can see better. We've got a Lombre, and then a Ludicolo holo, so you can see the holo pattern here. So you can see it glinting. And then we've got Whalmer, Wailord, Clamperl, Huntail, Gurabis, Luvdisc, and then Regice. And I'm pretty sure these were actually introduced in Gen 3. They had the weird like Braille puzzle. And I'll just move that a little bit further that way so you can see that one a little bit better. But yeah, they had the weird like Braille puzzle where you needed it was a Wailord and Relicanth in your party. I can't remember which order it was, but one needed to be your first Pokemon and one needed to be the last. And then it would let you into the random cave thing. But yeah, that's some old lore. Up here we've got a Kyogre holo. Trying to see if I can get it to glint on camera a little bit. Yeah, you can see the glint there. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's a cool one. I quite like this artwork, just looking at it from here. Very nice. And then we've got Voltorb and then Electrode GX. So that's our next ultra rare from this set. And that's another Gen 1 ultra rare. And then we've got Chinchou or Chinchou. I think Chinchou is the right one. And Lantern, obviously, they're Gen 2, I believe. And then we've got Electrike, Manectric, Plusle and Mime. And then another Oricorio. So they put multiple Oricorios in this set. And then another Gen 1 ultra rare in Mr. Mime GX. Not my favourite Pokemon, I'm going to be honest, but yep, that's in the set. Next up, Gulpin and Swalot, Spoink and Grumpig, Lunatone and Solrock, and then Shuppet. And then I believe, yes. So we've actually got 2 Shuppets in this set, which is interesting. And then Banette regular rare, and then a Banette ultra rare, which is very cool. And then this Deoxys right here, I really quite like this Deoxys. Very cool, and the holo pattern goes very well with it. It's just a cool looking card, and I think these are supposed to indicate the 3 different forms of Deoxys. So I believe this one is the attack form. This is obviously defense form, and I think this one is the speed form. So yeah, it's a nice little showcase of those mechanics for that. And then for some reason we've got a Lunala holo, which is a bit of an oddity in this set, I've got to be honest, but yeah, it's there. And then we've got an Onix, and then a Phanpy and a Donphan. Again, these are pretty sure are Gen 2, but I think Donphan actually featured quite heavily in the Gen 3 like anime, so I guess I can forgive that. And then obviously these 2 here are also Gen 2, Larvitar and Pupitar. And then finally we are back to Gen 3, so we've got Meditite, Medicham, Baltoy, Claydol, got Regirock, and then Groudon. I don't... oh, it is a holo, yeah, so you can see the shine there. Yep, very nice. So we'll move on. And then again, we've got a really weird Palossand GX here. So a Palossand ultra rare. I mean, okay, sure. And then I don't even know what this one is. I don't think I've ever seen this one in a game. So I'm guessing it must be a Gen 7 Pokemon, because yeah. I guess this is a Gen 7 set, so that would make sense. Maybe that's why there's random Gen 7 stuff in here. I guess that makes a bit more sense. Because they want the Gen 7 Pokemon to be sort of playable. So I guess these must have been sort of playable at the time. That's just a guess. I've actually got no idea. But yeah. Anyways, next up, Alolan Rattata. So technically Gen 1 and technically Gen 7 at the same time. And then we've got a Alolan Raticate GX, another ultra rare there. We've got Sneasel, and then we've got Tyranitar to go with the Larvitar and Pupitar. Obviously this one is a dark type and the previous ones were a fighting type, and I believe this one is a holo. I don't know if I can get it to shine though. It's being a bit difficult. It is a holo, you have to trust me on this one. I can see it's a holo from here. Yeah, you can sort of see the shine there. Yeah, a little bit. It's not the brightest of holos ever, but it is a holo. And then down here we've got Sableye, got Steelix, and this one is a holo as well. So if I can get that to glint for you as well, you can sort of see the glint there. And then we've got a Scizor GX. That's our next ultra rare. So that one's pretty cool. Another Gen 2 Pokemon. So actually looking back at this, there's a lot of Pokemon from other sets as well. But yeah, I mainly, as I said, I've mainly got this set for the Gen 3 Pokemon. But yeah, we've got Mawile up here, and then we've got two Beldums, Metang, and then Holo Metagross. And I don't know if you can see that properly, but there is Steven in the background there, as is the Hoenn champion, and it's his like ace Pokemon, I guess. But yeah, nice little card that, quite like that. And then we've got the last of the Regis, the Registeel. And then we've got our Prism card for this set. I think there are 3 in this set, and the other 2 are yet to come. But that's our first Prism card. It's again, it's like a unique card. Kind of like it, but it's more just a holo, really. But yeah, it's a cool little card. And obviously I needed to collect it to complete this set. So yeah, very nice. And then we've got a holo Heatran here as well, and a holo Solgaleo. So there's 4 holos on this page, which is quite a lot for a single page. But we'll move on. Is that 4 holos in a row? Yeah, it is, because look, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then if this Kartana here was a holo, this is a rare still. So if this one was a holo, we'd have 6 in a row. Very interesting. But yeah, is a holo. I don't know if you can see that properly. Yeah, you can see that. So yeah, another Gen 7 Pokemon. So yeah, these 3 are all Gen 7 Pokemon, I think. So we've got Kartana, and then Stakataka, which is it's an interesting name to say the least. But yeah, and then we've got 2 Bagon, Shelgon, and then a Salamence, and I believe this one is a holo as well. So quite a lot of holos in this set, which I'm not mad about, to be honest, because I quite like having holos. I'd rather have more holos than no holos. And then moving on, we've got our 2 last Prism cards from this set. Got Latias and Latios. Again, I quite like these cards, and these are actually Dragon type Pokemon as well, because they stopped producing these for a while, and then they were reintroduced, and I think in Evolving Skies. And I think they stopped producing them when Sword and Shield came around, so Sword and Shield base. But I might be wrong, so don't take my word for that. But yeah, it was a good couple of years of no Dragon type Pokemon, so it's nice to have some of the older Dragon type Pokemon before they stopped doing them. And then up here we've got the Rayquaza GX, Rayquaza Ultra Rare, a very nice Pokemon. One of my favourites is Rayquaza, and I think a lot of people quite like this one. It's just a very fearsome Pokemon, and it's on my alley basically. I like it. And then we've got a Dunsparce here, a Wingull, Pelipper, Slackoth, Vigoroth, and then a Slacking Holo. See if I can get it to glint for you. You can sort of see the glint, but it's mainly reflect. Yeah, there we go. Got a bit of holo there. And then we've got 2 Whismur. We've got like a knitted Whismur here, which is interesting design, interesting artwork. They actually have to knit that one out. And then we've got Loudred, and Explode. Then Skitty, and then Delcatty, and then a Kecleon. And then it's just the trainer cards from here. So we've got Acrobike, Apricorn Maker, Beast Ball, Bill's Maintenance, Copycat. I think this one made an appearance in Evolving Skies, seeing as I mentioned it earlier, and I think there was a full art of this one as well. We've got Energy Recycle System, Energy Switch featuring Trico, which is very nice, quite like that. We've got Fisherman, Friend Ball, How, Hiker, Hustle Belt, Last Chance Potion. I think we've got a few more. Yeah, we've got a couple of pages more. We've got Life Herb, Lisia, Lure Ball, the Masked Royal, Pokenav, Rainbow Brush, Rare Candy. I had a real hard time finding this one because I think it was an actual playable card, and I think it was just about still in rotation when I was collecting this set. It might have just gone out of rotation, I can't remember, but I remember this one was the most expensive trainer card that I got. And then we've got Shrine of Punishment, Sky Pillar, and then we've got a holographic Steven's Resolve. You can sort of see the holo. See if I can move the page about, but yeah, you can see the holo there. Super Scoop Up, Switch, Tate Liza, TV Reporter, Underground Expedition, and Rainbow Energy. And I feel like this one could have done with a holo pattern, but unfortunately it's not. It just feels like this card was meant for a holo, but yeah, they've not done that. So next page is the full arts. So this one's quite a nice page. The Sun and Moon holos or full arts, they pop quite nicely. They're quite vividly bright. And yeah, I'm a quite a big fan of them, although I do prefer the patterns in Sword and Shield and Beyond. But yeah, they are nice and bright coloured, so they've got that going for them. But first full art, we've got Shiftry, then a Blaziken, then Articuno, and then Electrode. We've got Mr. Mime, and then the Banette, Scizor, Stakataka, Rayquaza. And funny story about this one is I actually bought this one off Amazon, and it's definitely legit because it's got the texturing on it. But I bought this from America's Amazon for like $10 or something at the time, and I didn't really. I don't think I even had to pay for any postage or anything like that. They just sent it me, which I thought was very interesting. But yeah, I'm quite pleased to get a hold of that one because I think nowadays this one's quite an expensive card. But yeah, as I said before, Rayquaza is one of my favourites. So yeah, another reason for me to quite like that one. And then we're moving on to our full art supporter cards. We've got Apricorn Maker, Bill's Maintenance, we've got Copycat, and I believe there is a Copycat in Evolving Skies, as I said earlier. So yeah, nice to see that card again. Got Lisia. Now this one, I'm pretty sure I bought for like £8, and this one is much more expensive now. Yeah, basically I got a bargain on this one, I think. And I didn't even realize. This was one of the cards I cared for least, to be honest. When I was picking them up, I was like, I guess I'll pick this one up because I'm picking up the rest of the set. But it's just interesting now because this one is one of the more expensive cards in the set, if not the most expensive card. So yeah, just interesting to see how things go. And yeah, I'm just glad that I picked that one up now, because it would be much harder to pick up nowadays. So yeah, happy with that one. Steven's Resolve. I think there's a bit of like texturing problems with this card. I don't sort of see like weird marks on the card, but yeah, you can only see it in like a certain light, so you might not be able to see it on camera. It's just something that I can see. when looking at it, but it's not too bad. I'm not too bothered about it. And then we've got Tate Liza here. I think this one's a decently expensive card now, and I'm pretty sure this one was very cheap when I picked it up. TV Reporter, and then Underground Expedition is our last full art card. And then we are moving on to our secret rares. So this one is a very bright and glittery page, obviously. So it's basically just carbon copies of the full art Pokemon. So we've got a Shiftry GX, Blaziken, Articuno, Electrode, Mr. Mime, Banette, and then down here, move that camera a little bit so you can see a little bit better. We've got Scizor GX, Stakataka GX, and Rayquaza GX. And again, I'm pretty sure I actually bought this one from an American seller, and I did actually have to pay like some customs fees or VAT on this one. I believe I paid the equivalent of £60 at the time, and then I got hit by like a £20 charge on top of that when it eventually arrived in the UK. So this one, for a long time, was the most expensive card in my collection. Obviously now it probably doesn't hold a candle to anything else. I've got cards like the Moonbryon, the Rayquaza alternate art VMAX. So I've got the like Lugia alternate art, even stuff like the Moltres alternate art from Chilling Reign. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I've got that are more expensive than that now. Although I haven't checked on this in a while, so it may be that this is quite an expensive card now. But yeah, not sure. But last of the secret rares, we've only got 6 gold cards in this set. So we've got an Acrobite, Hustle Belt, Life Herb, Pokenav, Rainbow Brush, and Rainbow Energy. And that's it for the base set. And I know people do this a little bit differently, but I like to put my reverse hollows at the back of the set. I don't like having them like next to each other. It just feels like more clutter, and I feel like it's better to have the big cards in the middle. So I like putting the reverse hollows on their own afterwards. And I'll just run through these real quick. We won't dilly-daddle with these. We've got Bellsprout, Weeping Bell, Victory Bell, Scyther, Spinarak, Ariados, Trico, Grovyle, Sceptile, Seedot, Nuzleaf, Surskip, Masquerain, Volbeat, Illumise, Cacnea, Cacturn, Tropius, Delmise, Slugma, Macargo, Torchic, Combusken, Torkoal, Oricorio, Mudkip, Marshtomp, Swampert, Lotad, Lombre, Ludicolo, Wailmer, Wailord, Clamperl, Huntail, Gorbis, Lovedisk, Regice, Kyogre, Voltorb, Chinchou, Lantern, Electrike, Manectric, Plusle, Minun, Oricorio, Gulpin, Swalot, Spoink. Getting close to the end now. Grumpig, Lunatone, Solrock, Shuppet, Banette. We've then got our 3 Deoxys cards here, 3 forms of Deoxys. And then Lunala, Onix, Fampi, Domfam, Larvitar, Pupitar, Meditite, Medicham, Baltoy, Claydol, Regirock, Groudon, Minior, Alolan Rattata, Sneasel, Tyranitar, Sableye, Steelix, Mawile, Beldum, Metang, Metagross, Registeel, Heatran, Solgaleo, Celesteela, and I think this was the last cards that I got to complete this set. So it wasn't any of the secret rares or anything like that. I found this one really difficult to find for some reason. No idea why. It's not that it was expensive when I bought it, but yeah, I just couldn't find this card. So yeah, that was an example of the reverse holos just being an absolute pain. But yeah. Anyways, continuing on, we've got Kartana, Bagon, Shelgon, Salamence, Dunsparce, Wingull, Pelipper, Slakoth, Vigoroth, Slacking, Whismur, Loudred, Exploud, Skitty, Delcatty, Kecleon, and we are on to our trainer cards, so very nearly done now. Got Acrobike, Apricorn Maker, Beast Ball, Bill's Maintenance, Copycat, Energy Recycle System, Energy Switch, Fisherman, Friend Ball, Cow, Hiker, Hustle Belt, Last Chance Potion, Life Herb, Lisia, Law Ball, the Masked Royal, Pokénav, and the last couple of pages, Rainbow Brush, Rare Candy again, this was one of the more expensive trainer cards that I got, Shrine of Punishment, Sky Pillar, Steven's Resolve, Super Scoop Up, Switch, Tate Liza, TV Reporter, Underground Expedition, and finally Rainbow Energy. And I believe I might have a couple of cards. Yeah, I've got a couple of like spare cards here. So yeah, I accidentally bought another Celesteela holo, thinking it was a reverse holo. I've got another Sceptile reverse holo for some reason, and I believe this is just a regular Metagross. So the proper one is a holo card, but this one must have come from like a build and battle kit, because this one isn't a holo card. So yeah, and yep, that is it for Celestial Storm. So yep, and I'll just take you to the money page whilst I sign it out. But yeah, so yeah, this was my introduction into master sets for Pokemon. I did make a few mistakes while collecting this set. I bought a couple of fake cards. I bought a fake card of this Electrode, I believe, and this Rayquaza. I did end up getting my money back, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, it was a learning experience for me collecting this set. And looking back on it, I'm quite happy that I've got this from 3 years ago now. I suppose the set's even older than that, because I think the set was actually a year old when I started collecting it. But yeah, nice little set. It's not a massive set like some of the more recent sets, but yeah, I feel like this is a decent sized set, and I wish they'd do a smaller size set, because they're a bit easier to collect. And I'm thinking like Chilling Reign and Evolving Skies, they were nightmares to fill out, and not just because they had expensive cards, but it's just they had so many full arts, so many secret rares. Yeah, I bled money out the nose to get master sets of those, but yeah, this was the first one that I ever collected. Quite proud of this collection, really. Yeah, and I'm just happy to have this one on my shelf. But yeah, I do have master sets of all of the main Sword and Shield sets, from Rebel Clash all the way up to Evolving Skies. So I have more to show off. So if this video does well, then I'd be more than happy to show off some more. I probably will do at some point. I'm not sure how often I'm going to be making these videos, but yeah, I've got them on my to-do list. But yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed, because that just indicates to me that the people like these videos and whatnot. The next like showcase video for a binder, I think is going to be the channel binder for the pulls that we've pulled so far on the channel, because I want to get that one done before I start moving my Obsidian Flames and my 151 pulls out of that binder, and put them in their own sets, because I'm planning on collecting master sets of both of those. So it'd be nice to just show off what we've pulled so far and include those, because those two sets are quite a big bulk of what I've collected so far. So yeah, I'm gonna do a video on that at some point in the next few weeks, I think, and then after that I'll probably show off. I'll probably will start with Rebel Clash, because that's like the first Sword and Shield set that I've got a master set of, but maybe I'll change my mind. I've got a bunch of sets that I could be showing off, but yeah, I'll make my mind up before then. But yeah, all I can say is really I hope you enjoyed seeing my collection of cards. I enjoy showing these off. It's just nice to show other people that are interested what I've got, and see which cards people like and all that good stuff. But yeah, if you did enjoy, I'd appreciate you leaving a like in the video. It just helps with the YouTube algorithm and stuff, and as I said earlier, it helps me gauge like what kind of videos people like. Obviously I'm going to keep uploading the regular pack uploading and stuff like that, but I do quite like doing these weird, why is not weird, but these like sort of off-topic videos, I guess, where it's not me just opening packs, it's me showing off stuff that I've collected over the past 3 years. But yeah, if you want to see more of this in the future, then I would appreciate it if you subscribed. As I said, I've got quite a lot of sets to show off. I do pack openings on every Friday, so plenty of Pokemon related stuff if you're interested in that kind of thing. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on Friday for maybe some 151. I have been told that stuff is going to get sent out on the Thursday, so if stuff gets here early enough on the Friday, I might be able to make a video on 151, but we'll have to see. There's also a Charizard box set that's coming out on Friday as well, so I might just be doing that instead. But yeah, we'll have to see. But anyways, that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on Friday.